So I finished up all three restorations that I was working on. Definitely like the ropers better. Just because I just like ropers better, I prefer those. But I think the Suburban 12 turned out pretty good also. I just kind of took some white vinyl stuff I had and I put that on the seat so that way that looks original. Doesn't have the right steering wheel on it for the Suburban 12, but it at least has a 2-spoke one on it. Has the aluminum dash, like I said I was going to put on it, so that's correct. Unfortunately, has those holes across the top, but I guess whatever. It's not perfect. I mean, the grill has this on the side. It has a notch cut out here, and the frame has some cutouts. So, I mean, it's kind of whatever. I mean, it looks really good, but it's not perfect. I never really intended it to be perfect, but just wanted something halfway decent, and I think it turned out really good. I actually like it a lot. These are the same fenders that were on the ST16. I guess this one here you can see a little bit more. It was actually completely, one was folded over like this, and then the other one was bent up pretty bad. You can still see just a little bit of where it was. It's not that bad anymore. So the bottom is pretty straight, the side is pretty straight. It took me like 5 minutes just to take the fenders off, and I just hammered it smooth on the concrete, and it wasn't a big deal to fix that. So that's about it on the Suburban 12. So the Roper Hydro, finally got the hoods for these. I mean, this AT&T has been sitting for, I don't know, it almost seems like 2 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks without a hood because I didn't have white paint. And I wanted to get the hood for that painted, hood for this painted, and then a hood for another tractor I'm not going to talk about right now. So I wanted to paint 4 hoods plus all kinds of other parts. So, because it's a lot of cleanup and stuff when you do the automotive paint. Just to paint it all at one time and be done. So I think this hydro turned out pretty good. One thing I did do is, if you notice, the blue stripe is on the top, and then here the red one is on the top. I did that on purpose because according to the brochure for 1977, all of them are like this, where the red is on the top, blue is on the bottom. Only this style has the blue on the top and the red on the bottom. I don't get it, but I just did it that way because that's what the catalog showed. So I made these to look just like that. And I know this 13 is missing the grill corner. That is because I ran out of those. I used my last one up on the second 20T. And then it doesn't have the side cover on it because the way this engine is mounted so far back, it won't fit with that side cover on there. So I'm like, whatever. The rest of it I think turned out pretty good. The AT&T is pretty much the same thing except longer hood and not a hydro, it's a stick shift. And then of course this one has all the side covers and everything on it like it should have. So yeah, a couple other things happened. Some things kind of happened that kind of sucks. So 2 engines I had for, well, the one I had for a little while blew up. So my rototiller had a 5 horsepower Briggs on it. I went to start it, and first of all the recoil broke, as expected, because that's what happens on the older Briggs. They're known, at least to me, to have recoils break on them. So I fixed that, started to turn it over, and it seized up. Took the cylinder head off, and of course, since it's an aluminum cylinder, the rings, something happened, and it gouged into the side, and that engine's done. So I swapped on a Predator 212 that I took out of something. So then that way that has an engine now, and that's just going to be the permanent engine on there. And then I don't have to deal with that because tillers aren't very easy to switch engines out on. So I'm just going to leave that on there. I liked the way the Briggs looked on there because it looked better, but I guess oh well. So this other one really sucks what happened. So first of all, you can see engine parts on the seat. And this is the one that has the half rebuilt whatever Briggs twin. So if I can somehow fit in here, I want to show you what happened. So I was basically driving along at a high idle, just barely moving. And then it made a loud knocking sound and then a loud crash kind of a sound. Well, it's hard to see in there, but the front connecting rod is in many pieces. So I have no idea how that happened, but the connecting rod on this engine was blown when I got it, and it was in the same one. So I'm wondering if something isn't wrong with something else that's causing it to break. So that's basically going to be it with that engine. I'm just going to say forget it with all the internals on it, because something is obviously causing that connecting rod to break. So I'm now on the look for a new engine. So it could be a vertical shaft. Doesn't matter, because most of the parts will fit. All I need is a vertical shaft that turns over and has compression. And that's all that matters. It could be any horsepower. So anyway. Vertical horizontal works. The only thing that's different on the blocks is to turn a vertical into a horizontal, you have to drill out a hole for the dipstick. That's the only thing that's different. Otherwise, all the other parts swap out, and then it'll bolt together like nothing happened. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. And then I've got that custom that I'm going to do something with. I'm missing some parts on it. So that's going to be a upcoming project at some point. Will be this. And then I also did a little bit more work on this thing. So anyway, I will get some more videos up when I get some more stuff done.